Hey fighters, you're watching WrestleWire 24/7, your go-to for everything WWE. Subscribe, tap the bell, and let's dive deep. Cody Rhodes was supposed to be the defining champion of a new WWE era, the clear successor who carried the company forward after Roman Reigns' historic reign. Instead, his run has become a case study in wasted momentum, confused priorities, and inconsistent creative direction. Since WrestleMania 40, Cody's presentation has steadily lost focus, urgency, and importance. This is not a criticism of Cody as a performer or professional. By nearly every measurable standard, he has delivered. The problem lies in how he has been booked and framed. Championships are not just belts. They are storytelling engines. When the champion feels optional, the title loses gravity. Over the past year, that exact erosion has happened in plain sight, turning what should have been a dominant reign into a frustrating exercise in missed opportunity. A champion who rarely shows up, one of the most damaging aspects of Cody Rhodes' reign has been his inconsistent presence on television. A top champion should feel unavoidable, yet Cody has often felt absent. Wrestling only a limited number of matches across an entire year sends the wrong message, especially when fans are conditioned to expect their champion to anchor weekly programming. Instead of being the emotional and narrative centerpiece, Cody has been treated like a special attraction. Absences for outside projects were understandable on paper, but the lack of effort to creatively bridge those gaps made the title feel disposable. When the champion disappears without explanation, the audience stops investing. The result is a reign that feels fragmented, where momentum resets constantly and nothing is allowed to build naturally over time. The special attraction problem. WWE has leaned too heavily into presenting Cody as a spectacle rather than a workhorse. Special attraction booking works for legends or final runs, not for a babyface champion meant to represent the present and future. Cody's championship defenses have felt sporadic, and when they do happen, they rarely feel essential. This approach undermines the very idea of a fighting champion. Fans want to see their top star overcome obstacles consistently, not appear selectively. By limiting his in-ring presence, creative has unintentionally positioned Cody as less important than champions of the past who carried weekly television. Over time, that perception hardens. A champion who feels optional becomes replaceable, and the title begins to feel like a prop instead of the centerpiece of the brand. A feud that drained all momentum. The prolonged feud with Drew McIntyre should have been explosive. Instead, it became exhausting. Repetition without progression is one of the fastest ways to cool audience interest, and that is exactly what happened. Their rivalry lacked emotional escalation, meaningful stakes, and narrative payoff. Long stretches of inactivity between appearances killed urgency, while inconclusive finishes drained credibility from both men. Rather than elevating either competitor, the feud stalled them. Drew never felt like a true threat, and Cody never felt like a champion overcoming adversity. When the same conflict keeps restarting without resolution, fans stop caring about the outcome. What should have been a defining rivalry instead became symbolic of creative stagnation. Wasted opportunities with fresh opponents. Perhaps the most frustrating aspect of Cody's reign has been the refusal to explore fresh matchups. WWE had a deep roster of credible challengers ready to step into meaningful programs. Instead, those possibilities were ignored. Fresh opponents create unpredictability, and unpredictability creates interest. Without it, a title reign becomes monotonous. Potential rivalries that could have redefined Cody's character and elevated new stars were left untouched. This lack of variety made SmackDown feel creatively stagnant compared to other programming. A strong champion should rotate challengers, forcing adaptation and growth. By failing to do so, creative locked Cody into a narrow lane that limited both his development and the audience's emotional investment. The Cena program that went nowhere. The rivalry with John Cena should have been monumental, but it never reached its potential. Instead of feeling like a passing of the torch, it felt like a distraction with an underwhelming payoff. Outside interference and unfocused storytelling diluted what should have been a defining WrestleMania moment. Even when Cody regained momentum afterward, the story failed to evolve. Winning the title again did not signal a new chapter. It merely reset the same problems. A feud with Cena should elevate a champion permanently. Instead, it exposed the lack of a long-term vision. The aftermath mattered more than the match itself, and that aftermath delivered very little. SmackDown becomes the secondary show. A champion reflects the importance of the brand they represent. Over the past year, SmackDown has increasingly felt secondary, and Cody's booking is a major reason why. While other shows featured layered stories and must-see segments, SmackDown often felt directionless. The WWE Championship should define a brand's identity, but instead it faded into the background. When fans perceive one show as less important, the champion on that show inevitably suffers. Cody was positioned as the face of SmackDown, yet rarely felt like its driving force. That disconnect weakened both the title and the show, creating a cycle of diminishing interest. A character stuck in limbo. Cody's character work has lacked commitment. Subtle shifts hinted at complexity, but creative never followed through. Moments that could have sparked a meaningful evolution were abandoned. As a result, Cody exists in a strange middle ground, neither a pure heroic figure nor a fully layered protagonist. Audiences sense hesitation, and hesitation kills momentum. Wrestling characters thrive on clarity, even when they are morally complex. By refusing to define Cody's direction, creative left fans unsure how to react. That confusion bleeds into crowd responses and weakens emotional engagement. A champion without a clear identity cannot anchor long-term storytelling. Match quality without meaning. Cody remains an elite in-ring performer, but match quality alone cannot carry a reign. Many of his recent matches lacked stakes, clean finishes, or narrative consequence. Interference-heavy endings and inconclusive results robbed moments of impact. Fans crave decisive outcomes, especially in championship matches. When finishes feel protected or overbooked, victories lose significance. Over time, audiences stop expecting greatness, even from great performers. Cody's talent deserves stories that enhance his matches, not booking that undermines them. Without meaningful resolution, even well-worked matches fade quickly from memory. Accolades. Without emotional payoff. On paper, Cody Rhodes' accomplishments are extraordinary. Titles, tournament wins, and rankings paint the picture of overwhelming success. Yet wrestling is not judged solely by accolades. It is judged by how moments feel. Fans remember emotions, not statistics. Despite his achievements, Cody's reign has lacked urgency and resonance. The disconnect between success and satisfaction is striking. When audiences would rather watch someone else, something has gone wrong. That failure does not belong to Cody. It belongs to creative decisions that prioritize optics over substance and consistency over inspiration. A champion let down by creative Cody Rhodes should feel indispensable. Instead, he has felt peripheral. This is not a reflection of his effort, ability, or dedication, It is the result of unfocused booking, repetitive storytelling, and a failure to treat the WWE Championship as the company's most important prize. Champions define eras, and this reign should have been defining. Instead, it risks being remembered for what it could have been. Unless creative direction changes dramatically, Cody's run will stand as a cautionary tale of how even the right champion can be diminished by the wrong decisions.